Hey, Miles Beckler here, milesbeckler.com. In this video, we're going to talk about the downsides of a lifestyle business. Now, I was asked in a comment by a viewer, are there any downsides or what are the downsides to running a lifestyle business? And that's a very valid question because most people who are teaching or promoting internet entrepreneurialism or kind of the dot-com lifestyle, they're really just showing off the fancy cars, the lifestyle, that kind of token shot of them with their laptop open at the beach, drinking a Mai Tai. Oh, look at me, I'm making money from anywhere in the world. It's great in some senses, but it definitely is not without its challenges and without its downfalls. So that's what we're going to talk about here. First things first, really, I think the biggest one is how much energy and how much time and effort it takes to really build momentum to a lifestyle business. In this day and age, we need to generate $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 a month because we got to pay taxes. We got to pay for health insurance if you're in the U.S. and you don't get it from your government, right? We have to pay for rent. We have to pay for food. We have to pay for all these kind of lifestyle costs, and life costs money, and to build up, $5,000 a month income every month actively, it takes a big push of effort before you start to even see your first month that hits $5,000. And that's where most people get kind of fed up with it and potentially quit early, is they feel like they're putting in all these results, or they're putting in all this effort, and they're not seeing the results right away. Here's the kicker though. The results shift and you reach a point with your business where you just keep putting in the same amount of work, or you can even ease off the gas a little bit and your income grows and grows because your efforts compound on each other. And what I mean by this is, in this 90-day video challenge I've done here on YouTube and beyond, the beginning I was getting very little traffic, I had very few subscribers, and now every video I'm publishing gets new views and all my old videos get views as well. So at this point in the process, 112, 15 days in, I'm seeing somewhere around 300 to 500 new views per day. My first day, I watched it, my wife watched it, and that was it. Literally, there was no one there. So you're kind of playing for an empty audience at first, and that's a mental challenge to get over, and most people can't get out of that. The other side of that coin is you got to keep doing what you're already doing to pay for your lifestyle right now, and double down and build your online business. For my wife and I woke up, she had to go to work at 4:30 every morning. She started at 5 o'clock. She worked the East Coast hours from the West Coast, and she worked 5 to 3. I worked from 11 o'clock till 8 o'clock every night. So I was up when she got up because the alarm wakes me up too. So I would get up at 5:30. I'd start grinding on the computer when she went to work for a couple hours in the morning, and then I'd go to work, she'd work in the afternoon, and we both would work late into the night. And we did this for years. Literally, we had our main business now as our side gig for years, and we were just pushing on it, pushing on it, pushing on it. This is one of the big reasons why it's important to have something you're passionate about, because we loved what we were sharing. We loved the message and the content. So it made it a little bit more enjoyable than just a niche that was designed to make money, right? It wasn't kind of a by the numbers niche. It was more of a heartfelt niche for us. So that's really important. So aside from that challenge, once you get your business going, there are additional challenges. Being an entrepreneur means you got to take care of bookkeeping. You got to pay quarterly taxes in the US or wherever you're at. You got to pay some sort of taxes. You got to really play these business games and eventually set up an entity and a structure so you're not paying self-employment tax in the US. And there's all these kind of additional things you need to learn how to do that really you kind of learn the internet marketing thing, you learn your niche, you learn how to make money online, and then there's these other things you have to learn how to do in order to stay in compliance with your local governments, essentially. So that's also challenging, and this is like the E-Myth, right? If you've ever read the book, The E-Myth Revisited, that's exactly what he talks about, is the baker goes and opens his own bakery because he loves to bake, but then all of a sudden the baker has to learn how to hire people, has to learn how to do HR, has to learn bookkeeping, has to learn all these other things that detract the baker from baking, which is what the baker loves to do. So that analogy plays true in this kind of business model. With that said, there's so many technologies today, like Xero for running your bookkeeping, keep your account separate, get a good tax person on your team, and pretty much that's good enough to get going. You don't need a business license to start. You can start an internet business for about $100, but you just got to be conscious of how you go about it, and I've covered some of those pieces in other videos. So moving along, some other challenges, it can get kind of lonely. Luckily my wife and I were co-founders, we work together, we're passionate about what we do, so we get to communicate and we're around each other every day. So I've kind of got a little bit of that cooler talk, if you will. We go have a walk in the afternoon, we have a mug of tea, and we unwind over meals, and we talk about things, and that helps a lot for me and her. So if you're just solo, if you're single, or if your spouse isn't into this at all and you're running forth on this on your own, you might feel kind of like alone in this process on your own, and that can be challenging. It can be kind of mentally, you feel like you're alone, and oh man, I used to have all the friends at work, and I used to have that cooler talk. This is why I've gotten into a few groups. The Dynamite Circle is one of them. There's a number of other forums that I'm a part of, and some Facebook groups where I do communicate with people, and I do go out of my way to get to events where other internet entrepreneurs are. That way I can kind of get around some people who are doing similar things, forge relationships, and then I stay in touch with these people to remind myself and to keep kind of accountable and keep moving forward. So really, I want to wrap this up soon. I do think that the benefits significantly outweigh the challenges, right? Like the benefits of being able to control your time, being able to control your location, to be able to control your income, to not have a ceiling of this is how much a marketing manager makes, or this is how much a customer service rep makes. You can make as much as you want to make depending on how much you hustle. That's pretty fantastic. For me, I was able to pay off over $49,000 in student loans with my internet-based businesses. And this was because I just doubled down. I worked 60, 70 hours a week to really hustle it up to build the cash flow I needed to not only cover life, to be able to put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month towards my student loans to become debt-free. And you don't have that kind of option and opportunity. And you are also building skills. I'd say the last thing that is the biggest challenge is you're stepping into the unknown, right? Like I'm putting it all out on these videos, and there's a lot of other people putting it out in videos. So as you step into the unknown, two things happen. Number one, you start to kind of like learn. And the trick is to do, right? Learn, do. You got to become an implementer, not just a student of internet marketing, because it's the implementation that gets you down your path. But there's hundreds and there's thousands, there's probably millions of people online trying to sell you the system, right? That will be the easy cash flow, super ultra profits 2017, just click your mouse button 4 times and you make 10 grand a month type system. And they're all full of shit, right? Like you have to put in the work. There's no other way around it. And it takes a lot of work to get over that hump and to get things rolling. And there's so many people targeting you as a new internet marketer or as a new online business owner. They're literally targeting you and putting their marketing messages in front of you, getting you to subscribe to their list for these shiny objects, and they're really trying to distract you. It's incredibly difficult, surprisingly, to create a plan, stick to the plan, and work the plan. I even meet people who are successful. They've achieved a relative level of success in their business. They're making enough to live, to pay for their families, to pay for their lifestyle. And then they start thinking like, oh, okay, cool, this was good, but what else can I do? Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I should shift. And that is just such the danger zone. This game is all about building depth. It's not about building width, right? We need to build an authority site, really stick with that site and make sure it grows to the point where it is an absolute authority in the niche. So every time you put up a blog post, it hits the top of Google. Every time you put up a YouTube video, it hits the top of YouTube, and you get views and you get visitors. More people get introduced to your brand. It's people who jump around from this to that to this, back over to here to this to that, and they spend 3 months on this and then 6 months on that and 5 months over here. They never make any progress, right? Because they're just jumping from one thing to the next. And ultimately, it takes a bulk of work to really push the momentum to a level that these kinds of businesses can really pay off for you. And I can tell you from personal experience, as someone who worked 2 jobs and built a business online on the side because I was so passionate to fire my boss, to get out from the corporate thing, it is so worth it to regain that freedom. And it's not just the freedom of income, it's the freedom of time, and it's the freedom of location. If you've got kids, you're able to go to every single recital and sports game. You can drop them off every morning. You can volunteer for their field trips. You get to be there with them as they grow up. If you don't have kids, travel. You're able to travel the world and build this business while you go. plug into an Airbnb, go to a digital nomad hotspot like Las Palmas in Gran Canaria, or go to Chiang Mai or Bali, and you get to be around other internet entrepreneurs, and you don't feel like the odd kid, right? Like our friends and family don't understand what we're doing in this lifestyle, and that's okay. There are people, or there's a different life path for everyone, and this life path isn't for everyone. I used to think it was, and I used to think it was possible for everybody. And it is possible, but it takes a certain type of person who's committed at all costs to make this work. And the benefit of realizing that commitment within yourself, seeing yourself push so hard that you get over the hump and build true revenue, and you build a serious lifestyle business that'll pay you for the rest of your life and help you get out of debt and pay all your bills and fill up your 401ks and your IRAs and actually like all that adult stuff that we have to eventually kind of think about, right? And you can create this on your own. So I hope this video has been a bit enlightening. It was a fun video to do because I do like sharing the challenges that come with this kind of lifestyle, because it is not all rose petals and Mai Tais. It's a lot of work, to be honest, and most people don't have what it takes, but I challenge you to be one of those 1 to 5% of people who stick with it, who publish every day no matter what, because you know that's the path to success. And a real quick tip and a caveat here at the end, just build your email list, because that email list is something that will absolutely, that's the biggest asset you can own, right? Your website, your social media aspects, your YouTube channel, all that. It's your email list that's the biggest thing you can own. That's your best asset. So continue working towards that. You start with 0 subscribers, just like we did, and then it's 1 and 2 and on and on and on. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up here in YouTube. Be sure to leave me a comment if you have any questions about this, or if I left something out, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to chat with you there, and be sure to subscribe so you get the next videos as they're released. Thanks again for your time.